My name is Rajneesh Chaudhary, and I'm here to take you all to a journey from FOMO to JOMO, a journey that you'll cherish for your entire life. But before we start on this transformative journey, let me tell you a story of mine, and maybe yours too. A guy who loves reading, and at times even gets his hand dirty by writing some of the most amazing stories. So, one fine weekend, after completing one of my favorite reads, I sat down on my couch. It was a peaceful, fulfilled weekend. A hot cup of tea in my left hand, and my very smart phone in my right. While taking a peaceful sip of tea, I was scrolling through social media, minding my own business, and bam! I was bombarded with all my friends' updates, all the amazing adventures they were having, living their best lives. One was scaling the Mount Everest, another was swimming with a dolphin. Someone was going for the bike ride, someone were buying their dream home, their dream car, getting their dream job. Someone was enjoying their dream honeymoon with their dream girl in their dream country. And others, well, let's just say their brunch looked like it came straight out of a food magazine. Suddenly, every post, every picture, every event, every adventure was like a ticking time bomb of FOMO, ready to explode in my face. My heart started doing drum solo. A cold sweat was formed over my eyebrows. The FOMO monster had me in its clutches, whispering, "There's nothing sweet about how clearly you're missing out on your life." FOMO, fear of missing out. And I know that we all have been there, at least for once. And I was the poster boy of FOMO back then. Every notification was a potential adventure. Every post, a personal attack on my seemingly mundane life. I was like a social media chameleon morphing my interest to just fit in the latest trend, just to avoid the dreaded fear of missing out. It was tiring. It was exhausting. It was like running a marathon on a sugar crash. And I agree. I do agree that FOMO can also be a great motivator. It can push us to step outside our comfort zone and try new things, meet new people. But when unchecked, it can be a great source of anxiety, dissatisfaction, and a barrier. Barrier to authentically living our lives. We start chasing experiences not because they resonate with us, but just to avoid the perceived social exclusion or lack of validation. We ends up becoming the spectator in our own lives, seeking external validation instead of nurturing the joy within ourselves. So, what is the solution? How to get rid of this fear which makes us to do everything and anything which maybe we never wanted to do at first place? What is the antidote? What is the antidote to FOMO? So, once I was talking to one of my friend and he was narrating about all his school experiences, the amazing adventures he did, meeting new people, visiting new countries, trying out new foods, and the most important part, the part which was not on social media, the other side of these stories, the troubles, the struggles, the sacrifices, the hard work. He was talking about how he missed to spend some quality time with his loved ones, with his family, how he was unhappy with his diet, with his food because of the frequent business trip. And the list goes on. And this was the moment I realized one thing. The grass is always greener where we water it the most. My friend was missing out on the things which I was able to do very easily. Maybe I was not missing out on anything. But because social media bombarding me with so many pictures, so many updates all at once, that it made me to feel that I'm missing out on everything. It was nothing but a social media induced fear. And this realization was the first step towards my journey. I was introduced to a place which was filled with joy, which was filled with satisfaction, peace, fulfillment. The antidote to FOMO, JOMO, the joy of missing out. Finding joy in your right now. And it's not about being loner and avoiding people interaction, but consciously choosing experiences that sparks true joy in our lives and letting go of the pressure to do everything everyone else is doing. It empowers us to say no to things that doesn't resonate with us and embrace the freedom that comes with it. Imagine instead of going for that weekend party, which promised nothing but a guaranteed hangover next day, you opted for a relaxing staycation because you had an important meeting next day. You spent your day in your favorite pajamas, catching up on that long lost, much needed sleep because you had a really, really long week. Indulging in that massive fat pizza because hashtag treat yourself. And finally finishing that book that had been gathering dust in the corner. You chose to spend some time with yourself, the me time. You chose peace over chaos. You chose you over everything else. You didn't miss out on anything. You were living your best life right there, right now, in the comfort of your own home. And because you missed out on that, you get to do this. So, this transition from FOMO to JOMO isn't always easy. It requires constant practice, patience, and a healthy dose of humor, like editing your friend's vacation picture with your face and sending it to them for a light moment of laughter and joy. Because you know what they say? When life gives you pain, make a joke out of it. JOMO starts with introspection. Ask yourself, what truly brings me joy? What are my personal values and goals? What kind of life I want to lead? And what matters to me the most? These questions, unlike the fleeting dopamine hit of social media, will act as a compass, navigating you towards your authentic fulfillment. And then, there's one super powerful weapon, a weapon we all have. Yes, we do. But we either forget to use it or we just don't know how to use it correctly. The art of saying no. There are many instances where we end up saying yes when we actually wanted to say no. The art of saying no. A skill that I have honed to perfection during my journey to JOMO. Gone are the days feeling obligated to attend every event out of fear of missing out. Just because my friends are doing it, just because everyone else is doing it. Now I can proudly decline invitation with a smile, knowing that I'm choosing my own happiness over everything else. And this is what JOMO does to us. It allows us to be selective with our time and energy. It allows us to say no to things that does not align with our values and goals. It allows us to cultivate a life rich in meaningful experiences, personal growth, relationships. By consciously choosing on what we choose to miss out on, we create a space and energy to invest in things that truly matters to us, that matters the most. And this Transition from FOMO to JOMO requires active practice, like limiting your social media consumption, setting clear boundaries, pursuing your own goals, not someone else's, and defining success in your own term. Because JOMO is not a passive state of being, it's an active effort. It's a commitment to authentically live our lives according to our own values and find joy within our own lives. So, to all my fellow FOMO sufferers, life is too short to be consumed by the fear of what we are missing out on. Instead, how about let's focus on the things that brings us the true, genuine happiness, the fulfillment. It could be anything, like the quiet, peaceful night in with a favorite TV show, or a crazy, crazy dance session. It could be anything. Just find your own joy. And remember one thing, that it's not about what you're missing out on. It's about what you are gaining by embracing the joy of missing out. Thank you.